Is it a blessing or a curse? A Chinese woman bought a Seaview house for 11 yuan, which is cheaper than cabbage. More than 400 college students in Gansu were defrauded of more than 80 million yuan in a job-buying scam. A woman from mainland China spent 11 yuan to bid for a Seaview house in Xi'an, Shandong. Netizens hold different views on whether this is a blessing or a curse. China's economy continues to be sluggish. As buyers are unable to repay their mortgages, more and more foreclosed houses appear online, and some unsold existing houses have also begun to be actively auctioned in the hope of getting rid of them as soon as possible. According to mainland media Jupai News, recently, a woman bid for a Seaview house in the Yonghuayuan community, Holiday Seaview, Xi'an, Weihai, Shandong, for 11 yuan. After the auction, the organizer called the woman, but her husband thought it was a scam call and hung up immediately. However, the organizer called again later to emphasize the authenticity of the event, and the couple realized they had won the bid. The woman was even more excited and said she had long wanted to buy a Seaview house in Weihai. She originally thought that this event was just a gimmick, and there were predetermined winners, but she didn't expect to really be the lucky person. According to information from Alibaba Asset Platform, the auction ended at 11:03 on November 7th, with a starting price of 1 yuan, a ceiling price of 11 yuan, and an increment of 0.01 yuan. It attracted more than 50,000 viewers and 3,801 sign-ups. The property description shows that the house is a second-hand unit with 2 bedrooms, 1 living room, and 1 bathroom. It is located on the top floor of a 7-story building with a construction area of 42.07 square meters, a floor area of 35.54 square meters, and a land use period from 2007 to 2076. The page states at the bottom that the lucky winner should complete the transfer procedures within 1 month and does not support a 7-day unconditional return or exchange. If the winner refuses to take possession or cannot be contacted within 3 working days after winning the bid, or if the transfer cannot be completed due to the winner's reasons, it will be considered an automatic waiver, and no additional compensation will be provided. The paid transaction amount will be fully refunded. The incident sparked public discussion in the mainland. Some netizens expressed envy, saying, "Can you post another link so I can also bid for 2 sets?" Some netizens think it's just a gimmick, saying, "I see, it's an advertisement for a Seaview house." Others commented that there are many such houses in Xi'an. "I saw it was a house in Weihai, and I felt that 11 yuan was too expensive." People posted an advertisement saying, "As long as you can take it, you can get it for free." The owner can't even give it away for free. There are basically no facilities, and living there is very inconvenient. Xinyu News quoted market insiders as warning that properties auctioned online may carry hidden taxes and fees, and the auction winner needs to be aware of them in detail. Otherwise, the taxes paid after buying the house could exceed the house price, which wouldn't be worth the cost. Mr. Wang, the person in charge of Shandong Yinghai Auction Combers Limited, who oversaw the auction, told Red Star News that the market price of this 42-square-meter house is nearly 50,000 yuan. The low-price auction was intended to attract more attention and raise awareness of future house auctions. This price is actually equivalent to giving it away for free. It can be seen as an advertising expense for the company. However, he expressed disappointment with the turnout, saying, "This auction ultimately attracted more than 3,800 sign-ups, which was below my expectations. I thought there would be tens of thousands." Mr. Wang said that the company will continue to offer houses with a starting price of 1 yuan, but will no longer set a ceiling price. According to online auction information, the company has listed a number of similar second-hand houses for auction, many starting at 1 yuan, but with fewer viewers, mostly in the hundreds. Red Star News reported that in Xi'an, especially in the Xi'an Yintan area, there are many houses with a total price below 50,000 yuan. Most of these houses are located by the sea, with an area ranging from over 10 square meters to more than 50 square meters, and most are over 10 years old. In fact, as early as November 2022, China Business News reported that the Seaview houses in Yintan, Rushan, were sold at bargain prices in the second-hand market due to large-scale development and high vacancy rates. Many Seaview houses near the seaside have a total price of only around 50,000 yuan, and there are houses with an area of 92 square meters with a total price of only 68,000 yuan and an average price of 740 yuan per square meter. Locals reluctantly call the area the second Hegang by the sea. Due to the high vacancy rate, Rushan was once called a ghost town. In recent years, in order to sell these remaining Seaview houses, some businesses have even resorted to deception. For example, 200 yuan for a few days and nights in Weihai for an in-depth tour attracted some budget-conscious tourists, only to later reveal they were being lured to view and buy properties. Other schemes included fraudulent offers of 4,000 yuan per month payments for buying a house, enticing buyers to be duped. But after the sale, payments would be made for only 1 or 2 months before the company disappeared. In March this year, a retired elderly person in Xi'an, Hangzhou, was also deceived into buying a Seaview house. In fact, it's not only houses that are struggling to sell. The sluggish domestic demand caused by the economic downturn in the mainland has led to discounts on many items, some nearly free. According to Phoenix.com, during the Tmall Double 11 period, there are discounts for buying houses and cars. Not only can you grab a Seaview room for 11 yuan, but you can also grab a car for 9.9 yuan. Even attractions like Huangshan Xi'an 5, a scenic spot, Tianjin Water Cube Water Park, iron ore mining rights in Deyang, bullfighting ring operation rights, and even 1,000 tons of fresh cow dung are being auctioned online. More than 400 college students in Gansu were defrauded of more than 80 million yuan in a job-buying scam. The current situation of college graduates in mainland China being unemployed upon graduation provides criminals with an opportunity to exploit. Recently, a large series of fraud cases involving fake and impersonated central enterprises, state-owned enterprises, and CCP party and government institutions targeting recent college graduates was exposed. The case involved over 400 victims, with a total fraud amount exceeding 80 million yuan. Recently, the paper reported that on June 17 this year, Song, a graduate from a university in Xigu District, Lanzhou, reported being defrauded of 210,000 yuan by Jin, Yu, and others under the pretense of securing a job. The investigation found that Yu and others had no fixed occupations or regular income sources, yet the bank funds in their accounts were substantial, with numerous transfer records across different accounts under their names at various times. Eventually, Qin, the legal representative of Lanzhou Fengxi Human Resources Service Co-Erbaix, Lunti, and Yu, a shareholder, were identified as criminal suspects. In the early morning of June 21st, Qin was found staying in a hotel in Zhangye City and was arrested. During interrogation, Qin disclosed relevant information about Yu, who was arrested later that afternoon in Chengguan District, Lanzhou. The two confessed to defrauding Song on the grounds of facilitating formal employment with a state-owned enterprise. Yu also admitted that, from the end of 2021 to June 2024, he colluded with Qin, Su, and others to recruit college graduates from various prefectures and cities across the province, promising them official positions within central enterprises, state-owned enterprises, and other CCP party and government institutions. They were part of a fraud gang with a strict organizational structure, clear hierarchical divisions, numerous participants, and a broad victim base. Reports indicate that beginning in 2021, Yu and others began posting recruitment information under the names of central enterprises, state-owned enterprises, and CCP party and government institutions through the Lanzhou Fengxi Human Resources Service Co. Xi'an. They set a trap by falsely claiming they could secure official positions in 43 central and state-owned enterprises, as well as party and government institutions. They processed entry procedures for the victims, forging documents and office locations such as job requirements forms, internship notices, internship contracts, and other false materials. They conducted the scam across the province, collecting high resettlement fees from victims. To avoid exposure, the suspects spent large sums to hire temporary workers to impersonate staff from relevant units, forged official seals and documents, and further allayed victims' doubts by organizing training, tests, interviews, and medical exams. Other core members of the gang, such as Su, Fang, and Ma, were also arrested. The case involved over 400 graduating college students from 8 cities and prefectures in Gansu province, including Lanzhou, Tianshui, and Baiyin, with a total amount of more than 80 million yuan defrauded. According to official data from the Chinese Communist Party, the number of Chinese college graduates in 2024 reached a record high of 11.79 million. Many college students cannot find jobs after graduation and directly join the ranks of the unemployed. According to the 2024 College Student Employment Survey report released by Zhaopin.com in May, as of mid-April, only 48% of graduates had received informal employment notices, a rate worse than last year. Shanghai's economic powerhouse in crisis. 6 new abnormalities reported. Since the beginning of this year, abnormal phenomena, unlike those in the past, have repeatedly appeared in Shanghai, resonating widely on social media. Recently, 6 abnormal phenomena in Shanghai have once again circulated on social media. 6 more abnormal phenomena were reported in Shanghai. First, business in most physical stores is declining. In many shopping malls, there are more salespeople than customers, and salespeople are often seen live streaming in the store to sell goods. Second, many office buildings and office parks in Shanghai are now vacant. As long as you are willing to rent, you can avoid paying rent for a few months, only needing to cover property fees and utilities. Third, the number of takeout couriers and online ride-hailing drivers continues to rise, but their incomes are decreasing. Even more concerning, there are sometimes queues for people applying for these jobs. Fourth, many landlords have revealed that it is now difficult to rent out their properties. Without voluntarily lowering the rent, no one is interested. Fifth, the government has obviously released a lot of liquidity, hoping people will spend and invest more. However, most people are not only refraining from spending, but are also saving as much as possible in banks. Sixth, many business owners are now avoiding loans for expansion, instead switching between banks to replace previous high-interest loans with lower-interest ones to cut costs. 10 strange phenomena have appeared in Shanghai. In the past, Shanghai was the economic center of the country, with 1/3 of the country's income coming from Shanghai. Shanghainese and even people across the country were proud of it. Since 2024, many people have posted on social media saying, "Now Shanghai's economic strength has gradually weakened. The manufacturing industry has almost been evacuated. Shanghai has lost a lot of people all at once, and the economy has collapsed." The current Shanghai is not what it used to be. There are at least 10 strange phenomena in Shanghai. These abnormal phenomena did not exist in the past. In March of this year, Xi'an, a financial writer who has lived in Shanghai for more than 10 years, posted a video on his Weibo and WeChat account, Rampage Duan Gongzi, to list the top 10 strange phenomena that occurred in Shanghai this year. However, the Weibo account, Rampage Mr. Duan, was banned soon after. First, white-collar workers have begun to bring their own meals. Duan Yuan said that there used to be a Japanese food shop downstairs from his company, which sold set meals for 40 or 50 yuan, RMB the same below, at noon, but it couldn't sell this year and has closed. Many people carry a bag with them to work and bring rice with them. They heat it up in the microwave at the company at noon and then eat it. Second, no one in the group discusses job hopping. In the previous group of friends, everyone often had heated discussions about job hopping, salary increases, and changing jobs. This year, he didn't see a single message. On the contrary, people often say, "Don't call me for any activities this year," Or, I have to work more overtime this year to keep my job. Third, second-hand houses cannot be sold anymore. In February this year, only 6,800 second-hand houses were sold in Shanghai, with the average transaction price being 38,633 yuan per square meter. The transaction price dropped 9% from the previous month. Fourth, shopping malls in downtown Shanghai are also closing. Take Shijiahui in Shanghai as an example. This is the core business district of Shanghai. 30 years after its opening, Pacific Department Store, once one of the few high-end shopping malls in Shanghai, has also closed its doors. Fifth, office rents are free. A friend engaged in the leasing business in Shanghai told him that in many office parks now, as long as you pay property fees and water and electricity bills, the office rent is basically free. Not only in Shanghai, but also in Beijing's commercial office market, a similar situation has occurred. Sixth, it is very convenient to take a taxi, and luxury cars are also available. Even during rush hour, taxi orders are received within seconds. This was unimaginable before. You typically had to make an appointment and queue up, but now orders are received very quickly, and you can often get luxury cars at cheap prices. Seventh, food delivery is extremely fast. He believes there may be two reasons. Either few people are ordering takeout, resulting in fewer orders, or there are too many takeout workers, many of whom are unemployed and have taken up food delivery, making deliveries very fast even during peak periods. Eighth, more loan calls are received each day than before. Last year, he received 1 to 2 loan calls a day. This year, after the new year, the number has at least quadrupled, with 8 to 9 calls a day. Ninth, there is practically no discussion about traveling abroad. 10th, there are fewer and fewer foreigners. In the past, foreigners were all over the streets of Shanghai. At its peak, there were more than 1 million foreigners in Shanghai. But now, even on the Bund and pedestrian streets, there are very few foreigners. There are two reasons. First, working from home in 2022 disillusioned many foreigners. Second, there is less investment from foreign companies, and many foreigners have withdrawn. Shanghai is an international metropolis. Since the 1990s, with the influx of foreign capital, more and more foreigners have come to work in China. Nowadays, even on the streets of Nanjing Road, there are not many foreigners, especially white people. There are more black people than before. The above strange phenomena are a true portrayal of current Shanghai society,